In this video, I want to give you 2 tips that you can use to improve your creative testing process when running Facebook ads. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Steve. I'm the founder of Harbor Marketing Agency, and my team and I help scale e-commerce brands to over 8 figures in revenue. So let's dive in. So the first tip here is not so much a tip, but more some guidelines on how you should think about the audience you choose when running creative testing. I know a lot of people are really in love with broad audiences nowadays, and I don't think that's a bad thing. We are too. We run a lot of broad audiences for our clients. However, I think it depends on how much data you have on your pixel and your ad account. So we typically find that if you are a newer ad account, like you haven't really spent much on ads in the past, maybe you have less than 1,000 purchases in your ad account, then you're likely to have more success with specific interest targeting that is aligned with your core target demographic, as opposed to going super broad in your audience selection right away. The reason being that you haven't collected enough data on your pixel for Facebook's machine learning to understand who to go after if you were to run a broad audience. So it's going to be harder for Facebook to find your target customer demographic without the previous data behind it to guide it along the way. So for that reason, if you're a newer ad account, we recommend starting with interest audiences to point Facebook in the right direction as you're running your creative testing. This changes a little bit once you have some data in your ad account. Once you've actually generated, say, over 1,000 purchases in your ad account and you've been running ads for a while, you've spent a decent amount of money, then I would say it's safe to use a broader audience because Facebook has that data behind it and can rely on that to inform itself who to go after as you're running your creative tests. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 here is when you are running your creative tests on Facebook, you want to make sure that you don't have more than 3 to 4 ads per ad set. A big mistake that I see a lot of people make is they will design all these ads and they'll lump like 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 ads into one ad set. And that is just a wildly inefficient way to do things, because what will end up happening is that Facebook will start to favor 1 or 2 or 3 of those ads, and 95% of the budget will go towards those ads, and the other 6, 7, 8, 9 creative tests that you're trying to test will not get any budget, and then you won't really be able to validate which creatives are performing better than the others because some of them are getting the majority of the spend. So instead, what you want to do is design 3 to 4 really, really good ads that you think are going to perform well, and just launch those in your creative tests. See which ones perform best, and then transfer those into your main, either top of funnel or retargeting campaigns. And then you can launch more creative tests once you've already been through that first round of testing. That is a much better way to do it, because then you can ensure that all of your tests get enough spend to validate whether they will perform or not. So there you have it. Those are 2 tips to improve your creative testing process when running Facebook ads. Be sure to comment if you have any questions, and give me a subscribe if you enjoyed the content.